Hey y'all, back with another Quick Tip Tuesday video for you. For those who are watching for the first time, this is where I, 25-year hair care veteran Cornell, share with consumers like yourself all what you can do to save time, money, or just to make your overall in-salon experience better. So these are quick tips. We have several others. Be sure to check them in the playlist. You can find that link somewhere around this video. Check them out. But on today's quick tip, I want to share with you what's the formula. On a previous video we did, I think it was maybe episode 4 or 5, if I'm not mistaken. But we had a viewer who had a question regarding how to remove hair color from her hair. Obviously, she had been doing it herself, and she wanted to go back to a previous color that she had, and she wanted to know my professional opinion on getting back there without stripping her hair, damaging, etc., etc. But I gave her some information and gave her my recommendation on how to achieve that. But I wanted to share this is which is, I believe, another extension of that video centered around hair color. And I think it's important because there are many out here who are experimenting with hair color, and I mean of all generations. It used to be where you saw only a certain generation who liked to experiment with different colors, but now it's become a thing, and people are experimenting with color, and I mean of all shades, and I love it. It adds style, creativity, so I love it. As a creative, a hair care professional, I love seeing people embrace color and doing what they want, showing their self-expression, if you will, in the world with their hair color. But there's something that I want to make sure that people are aware of, because there are so many DIY hair colorists in the kitchen doing their own color, or watching YouTube videos like these, learning how to do their own color. Now, this video is for individuals who still go into the salon, who still see a colorist for their hair color needs. I want to make sure that you are aware of something. When it comes to color, typically it requires a few different steps. Now, you'll see people mix in a tube of color, a tube of this particular color, which is one of my favorites shades, a tube, and they'll mix it in with a developer of some kind. This just so happens to be 20 volume, whatever that developer is. Now, what you have to realize is with color, it all is centered around a formula. For standard use, this requires 2 parts color, my apologies, 1 part color to 2 parts developer. That's a standard formula. But when you get into some of these other creative colors, and if you're a colorist out there, you know what I mean, there are various mixes and formulas you can come up with to create a color. And what I want you to understand, because these videos are solely geared to helping the client, the consumer, better care for their hair and better understand how to navigate the in-salon experience. When it comes to that, you have to be aware that all color is a formula. And I think it's important that everybody knows what their color is and what their formula is. And the reason I say that is people who are devoted to their color are devoted to it. And if anything happened to where your colorist is unavailable, or you just had to switch a colorist because you moved out of state, or you had to go somewhere just because you couldn't afford it anymore, but you wanted to maintain that look and maybe even try to do it at home yourself, it's important that you know where you are so that you know what to do. And if you're a client who just goes and let the professional do what they want and you go about your business, you're kind of leaving yourself at a disadvantage. And the reason I say that is because if any of those events happen where you had to move out of state, or where your color was unavailable for a certain period of time, it leaves you at a disadvantage because you don't know what to do. So then you just look at your hair and you say, oh, my hair is red, so I'll just grab any color red, put it on. And then you find out it's not just any color red, it's a crimson fluorescent red, and it's not the same shade, and it looks bad. And now you're stuck into this pickle where you're trying to get out of this color that you've now deposited. All of that can be avoided. All you have to do is simply ask your professional, what color do you use on me? Not only what color as in shade, but what brand and what number and formula. And that's important because you may have a red color on your hair and then go buy a red color on the shelf, and they are 2 different shades. And you might get, well, you say, oh, he uses Wella or she uses Clairol, and you go buy Clairol and you didn't realize that Clairol had 3 or 4 different types of color in their brand. So now you're like, oh wow, is it the semi-permanent? Is it the demi? Is it the permanent? Is it the liquid? You're confused. So then you buy something that doesn't work or works but is not what you want. The simple remedy, and this is very simple: know the brand, know the color, and know the formula. Now, most professionals won't mind sharing that with you. They won't be threatened. You may have some out there that might be threatened because they think you're trying to go somewhere else, or they think you're maybe possibly giving it to someone. And a lot of colorists or stylists are creative in their formulas, so they put things together that are kind of signature. If that's the case, where the professional kind of treats it as a proprietary matter, where it's personal and sacred because it's their creative art, all you have to do is just make sure that they record the formula. And if you know they have it recorded somewhere, whether it's in your profile of their database or whatever, then you know that you can at least go and get it if need be. And you can explain to them why you want to. You can say, hey, I watched this video by this hair care expert named Cornell, and he said that I should keep up with my formula because you never know when you're going to need it. Tell them. And if they understand that, then they'll be more apt to make sure they keep a note of it, or just to give it to you so you have it for your future needs if needed. But I think it's important to at least attempt to know, because trial and error when it comes to color can be very dangerous. And not just dangerous, it could be off-putting too, because you can end up with something that you're like, oh my God, what have I done? And now I don't know how to undo it. So the simple fix: get the color, the brand of color, the shade of color, and the formula. Here's an example. For the clients that I use this on, this is Rusk Permanent Color Deep Shine. And that's the brand. And it is shade 4CH. I don't know if you can see that. It's shade 4CH. 4.8CH. And the formula is simple. For those who I use it on for basic use, it is 1 part color, which is an ounce, 1 ounce of color to 2 ounces of developer. 20 volume for basics, 30 if I need a little lift. Simple. So that's an example of what you want to get from your professional: the brand, the shade, and the formula. Hope this helps you in your color journey and in your hair care journey. But I'm Cornell Jermaine with another quick tip. If this was helpful, if you enjoyed this video, if you're getting anything out of these quick tip videos every Tuesday, give me a like and subscribe to the channel so that I know that I'm helping somebody out there. And if by all means you have a need that you need to get met, or you want some wisdom or more understanding regarding a hair care issue that you're having, leave it in the comments below and I'll be happy to get around to you and share my thoughts on that matter. Until next time, this is Cornell Jermaine. I'll see you real soon.